Good morning, friends, family, MUH staff, and students. Thank you for joining us for today's 2022 graduation ceremony. Would you now please all rise and sing the Pledge of Allegiance with us? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We would also like to wish a very happy birthday to one of our fellow graduates, Tristan Stearns. Please join us in singing Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tristan. Happy birthday to you.
Good morning. My name's Mr. Campbell. It's a pleasure to be here to celebrate this amazing graduating class. Last weekend, I was sitting on my deck thinking about what I wanted to say today. It was a beautiful morning, the sun was out, and my 3 dogs were sleeping peacefully in the shade. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a turkey vulture circling in the sky, and I cringed, knowing what was coming next. Zeb, our biggest and most poorly behaved dog, saw the bird first. He leapt to his feet, rocketed across the deck, and threw himself over the edge onto the lawn, all the while simultaneously growling and barking in fury. Our other 2 dogs were hot on his heels. The 3 of them raced out across the lawn to run underneath the circling turkey vulture, barking in rage. My dogs absolutely hate birds that fly without flapping their wings, and completely ignore the majority of birds who do flap. As I attempted to restore the previous piece of my morning by bellowing at my dogs to knock it off and explaining it's just a bird, I thought about the source of my pack's angst. This was, after all, a learned behavior that has plagued my family for years, and I promise there's a point to this story. My family and I are animal lovers. We always have 3 or 4 dogs. Many years ago, before any of our current beasts were on scene, we had a little beagle mutt named Tori. She was a quiet little puppy for about the first year of her life until she found her voice. I recall distinctly the moment I first heard a deafening baying coming from our yard. Our demure and loving Tory dog was unleashing an ear-piercing bark beneath a crow who was circling above. As her stubby little legs carried her across the field, she let loose the blood-curdling noise that beagles are known for. Over the next dozen years that we had Tory, there was never a moment of peace for any vultures, ravens, hawks, or other birds that flew without flapping. Interestingly, our subsequent dogs all watched this behavior and soon participated. Tori's hatred of non-flapping birds burns brightly in our current pack, despite the fact that none of them knew her. Our dogs, it seems, have a learned culture that continues to bless our family with this noisy tradition. It struck me as I returned to my deck last weekend that this class is a bit like my old dog, Tori. And let me clarify, I'm not saying that you're loud, nor that any of you chase birds. My potentially convoluted point is that, like Tori, your class has made a lasting impact on the culture of your community, our school, going forward. The disruption of COVID shutdowns, hybrid learning, canceled events, and other monumental changes have meant that most of our student body hadn't experienced a normal dance or prom. We didn't have any experience cheering on our teams together. We hadn't experienced the senior play in the usual in-person way. So many of our traditions, large and small, could simply have ceased to exist. Thankfully, your class didn't let this happen. From the first moment that you as peer leaders welcome the new students to our school, you've shown our community what it means to be an MUHS student. You've led our school with grace, strength of character, and dignity in a year when schools across our state and the country have been plagued with TikTok-inspired chaos. Thank you, class of 2022, for helping us reestablish a positive school culture in the face of tremendously challenging times. I have no doubt that your legacy, a bit similarly to my strange little dog Tori, will live on with your younger siblings, neighbors, and friends. I'm grateful to each of you for all you've done for MUHS. I also encourage you to continue to live your lives being true to yourself. Those around you and those who come after you will benefit just as MUHS has. And whenever I see the osprey gliding above Doc Collins Field, I'll think of you all. Well, first I'll probably cringe a little bit, expecting my dogs to unleash their inner rage, but then I'll think of this remarkable class. I feel truly blessed to know you and to have played some small part in your lives. I'll miss you individually and collectively. And by the way, seniors, after today's ceremony, whenever we meet each other, hopefully a regular occurrence, please call me Justin. Thank you.
Good morning, class of 2022, faculty, staff, friends, and family. It is an honor to speak to you today. Many thanks for the opportunity. Malvolio, a character from Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, once said, "Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them." While this quote is usually analyzed as meaning that greatness can always be pursued, if not attained at birth or by chance, I would like to turn this quote on its head. Greatness, while an aspirational feat, shouldn't be our priority. As exemplified by the pompous character of Malvolio, whose name literally translates to ill will, the pursuit of greatness can be dangerous because it inflates egos and causes us to lose sight of the people and things in our lives that truly give it value. I have to confess that this was something I struggled with throughout high school. I chose to spend the last 4 years measuring my self-worth by my grades. I did this before, during, and after the pandemic, which was a time when grades shouldn't have been a priority. I admit and regret that I wasn't very involved in our school community. I didn't participate in many school clubs, go to many school games or events, or see my friends much outside of class, besides the few at my horseback riding lessons and swim practices, which were extracurriculars I did that aren't affiliated with MUHS. And even during these activities, the thought of homework was often lingering in my mind. The homework grind eventually became so normal that I felt guilty for doing things outside my routine that made me happy. However, I'm here to assure you that this unhealthy mindset of mine around grades and greatness has changed these last couple months in school. I've realized that when you become so fixated about earning a certain grade, title, or any other arbitrary measure of greatness, you begin to grow numb to the other aspects of your life that make it vibrant. You start to neglect your relationships with the people who care about you and the hobbies that once gave you joy because you feel you don't have time for them. Your unreasonable goal eventually becomes a chore or an expectation that cripples you until you believe that achieving greatness is your only purpose and source of happiness, which spoils the original passion found in your hard work. Your obsession with greatness also hinders your ability to celebrate the achievements of others, as well as to celebrate the small advances you do make, because your greed for greatness is never satisfied. Greatness is a toxic way to quantify our self-worth, because our growth is commendable, regardless of its magnitude and the recognition we receive. This nonstop pursuit of greatness is also unreasonable, because we can't expect ourselves to be on top of our game every day. It's inevitable that we're going to make mistakes. However, some of the largest strides in growth come out of moments of failure, which is something people who just focus on being the best will never allow themselves to experience. It's for these destructive aspects of greatness that I would like to provide an alternative definition to the word. In my eyes, greatness is synonymous with goodness. Under this definition, greatness is not about being the best in your field or about earning money and recognition. Instead, one possesses greatness through their character, the type of person they are, and the impact they leave on others. Goodness comes from those who go out of their way to be thoughtful, and their ability to offer a little bit more happiness and hope to those they encounter. The ability to leave a legacy doesn't require greatness, nor does the world need saving by individuals who are great. I think it just needs goodness. By replacing the word greatness with the word goodness in the line from Twelfth Night, the quote reads, "Some are born good, some achieve goodness, and some have goodness thrust upon them." While I can't say whether or not I was born good, I know that I've had goodness thrust upon me time and time again these past 4 years, from family and friends who have supported me, and from teachers and coaches who have gone out of their way to help me grow as a student athlete. And while I can't say I'm cured from my aspiration of greatness, my new goal for the future is to pursue goodness rather than greatness. I've repeatedly witnessed and at times even participated in the spread of goodness in our school community through activities such as the Peer Leader Program, Unified Basketball, Best Buddies, Student Council, the Middlebury Activities Council, National Honor Society, the Student Coalition on Human Rights, and the Sexuality and Gender Acceptance Club. It's for this goodness that we've brought into each other's lives that we will not remember our high school experience by grades, GPAs, popularity, college acceptance rates, or any other measure of greatness, but instead by our relationships. We will remember teachers and peers who have made us the people we are today, engaging class discussions, senior plays, raft races, student basketball games, sporting events, dugout diners, and other little fulfilling moments amidst our unavoidable duties that brought us closer together and give meaning to the last 4 years. To the uber-talented class of 2022, now is our time to take on the world and to find and pursue our passions and purpose. Please understand that by no means has my speech been an attempt to discredit your achievements or discourage your ambitions. My only hope for you is that as you chase your goals, you remain balanced so your overall happiness doesn't fizzle out. And remember that no matter how busy life gets, you can find time in your schedule for the things you truly care about. I hope you're all beyond proud of yourself for making it through an abnormal high school experience. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all the most happiness that no grade or title could ever match. Thank you.
Good morning, all. Thank you so much for taking the time to share this moment of transition with our class. I want to begin by saying I wrote a majority of this speech on my notes app while riding on the bus to and from a lacrosse game that was 2.5 hours away. I guess you could say high school allows us to learn some resourcefulness. Thankfully, we have learned a few more things during these 36 months of high school other than how to do homework in unconventional settings. And today, we gather here to celebrate the end of 4 years that have shaped all of us in unforgettable ways. Those of us wearing caps and gowns are here because of our work, perseverance, and adaptability leading up to this moment. Unlike today, where we had some say in how we got here, such as turning in our assignments and showing up to class, maybe less this year, but still, life does not begin that way. It does not begin with choice. At birth, we are all planted in an environment which we do not choose. We are born with no say in when or where or how. We adapt to our environments, and our bodies naturally attempt to reach homeostasis. Physically, our bodies take care of themselves, and we often don't acknowledge it. For example, you're breathing right now, and your heart is beating, both essential elements to life, yet we put little to no thought into it. Our bodies are trying to reach a careful balance, and they do this quite successfully, instinctively, while our minds are constantly being flooded by new information that throws off our mental equilibrium. It takes effort in order to reach a state of mental balance, and our class endured an abundance of change that made that task rather difficult. Our high school experience started off as typical as far as MUHS goes. There were student basketball games, packed tailgates on Friday nights, filled auditoriums at the fall and senior plays, and smiles shown in passing. We got used to this way of life and adjusted to it smoothly, despite our changing schedules. Unfortunately, and fortunately, things don't tend to stay the same for a long period of time, and we quickly learned that when we were suddenly sitting behind computer screens in our beds, waking up at 12 p.m. for Zoom, and only getting out for a walk around our respective neighborhoods when no neighbors were in sight. We were forced to adapt to this new way of life without notice, preparation, or warning. Through the changes the pandemic caused, every single person in this room has showed undeniable adaptability. Though just because we had been given the gift of perseverance does not mean it came easily. Junior year in physics class, we all answered a few questions on paper on one of the last days of school. The questions were asking what we were proud of and how we felt the strange hybrid year went. The responses were raw. In the mood in the room, HO2 quickly changed. Almost every person in the classroom spoke of how they were unfulfilled with themselves, whether it be due to their falling grades, loss of friendships, or even loss of self. As someone who struggled with perfectionism, I related thoroughly with my classmates. We were being forced to adapt to new situations constantly, and it was not easy. This moment made me realize not a single person was alone in the feelings of disruption that our high school experience brought upon us. At the end of class, we went outside and burned all of the papers in the teacher parking lot in some sort of metal apparatus in an attempt to let those feelings go. I'm not quite sure if the burning part was sanctioned, but it was pretty awesome. Reflected in the smoke of burning paper in the teacher parking lot were worries, doubts, and negative feelings stemming from the fact that we were struggling to trust tomorrow. How could we trust tomorrow when so many unexpected events were taking place? How could we trust tomorrow when each day was becoming more grueling than the previous, as we never knew when we would be able to spend time with our friends without it feeling like a crime? Although difficult, having faith in what your next day may bring can completely alter the way you live. A line from a song called Tomorrow by Shaky Graves that I recently discovered asks, "But you never trusted tomorrow. Is that any way to live your life?" These words really stuck with me as a way to assess my anxiety of not only tomorrow, but the day after that, and maybe one day in late July, 20 years from today, when high school is a distant figment in our new worlds. Every tomorrow is a chance for something life-altering, mundane, exciting, or even sad to occur. The beauty of trusting tomorrow is that we can live at peace in the moment we are in without pondering the worst possible scenario, and this allows for adaptability. We have no sound way of predicting what will happen tomorrow. And no matter how badly I may have wished to possess that power earlier in high school, I have learned there is no fun in knowing exactly what is going to happen. You don't need a plan, you just need to be present, says Bob Goff in his book, Love Does. Love Does was an extremely influential piece that I read earlier in high school. I definitely recommend it. My friends and I actually called Bob after reading the book because he gave his number in the back. And although it was rather awkward, it performed his message about whimsy, a way to go about life with love, faith, and spontaneity. Although I do love to have a plan for just about everything, most things in life realistically cannot be planned to a crossed T and dotted I. So when we trust tomorrow and live where our feet are with presence, life becomes just that much more enjoyable. When I reflect back on our memories as a class, where we all lived where our feet were, the senior play comes to the forefront of my mind. Many of us had never done theater or even dreamed of being on stage, yet we trusted each other to put on a show for a packed house. And even though we had a little F-bomb slip up, I'm sure we all remember that, it was incredible. Within the process of the show, we had no other choice than to be in the exact moment we were in, mind and body working together in balance. We trusted that the next day we would get that one hard move down in the dance routine, that we would get the harmony in the song with uncountable key changes, and deliver our lines with intent. The play was an amazing way to do something all together after 2 years of altered school and life. It allowed fun and joy to shine through all that we had endured together. These last 4 years have given all of us opportunities to react to life's spontaneity, and I feel as though we are becoming quite seasoned. As we all venture onto our new steps ahead of us, I challenge you to partake in as many things that allow you to feel life in the exact moment you are living. Make choices that bring you contentment and fulfillment, for your happiness is in fact a choice. For me, I found it's concerts that give me this feeling. You must find joys in life that keep you grounded and content, or you will never be able to find peace in the stressful moments where things do not align to your expectations, and there will be many of those moments. We have all learned together that life throws you challenges. It is about how you react to these challenges that matters the most, and I believe we have all done a fantastic job. Hopefully, we are all on our way to having our minds be balanced and at ease in the same way that your heart is beating right now without you even putting a coherent thought into it. Thank you.
Middlebury Union High School Departmental Awards are presented each year to members of the graduating class in recognition of their academic achievements. Students receiving honorable mentions, please stand to be acknowledged. Recipients, please come forward to the stage to receive your plaque from Ms. Demon. We'll go through each department. The first department is the Language and Literature Department. Receiving honorable mentions, please rise Anya Hardy-Mattel and Astri Olson. And our recipient is Saskia Gori Montanelli. Next, we have the Fine Arts Department. Honorable mentions, Rita Ho and Ethan Foster. And our recipient is Claire Molyneux. Next, we have the Mathematics Department. Please rise Zachariah Burrows and Megan Balparda. And our recipient is Zoe Noble. Next, we have the Science Department. Honorable mentions, please rise Greg Wilhelm and Holly Statz. And our recipient this year is Ben Munkris. Next, we have the Individuals and Societies Department. Our honorable mentions go to Julia Bartlett and Carly Browdy. And our recipient is Anya Hardy-Mattel. Next, we have the Language Acquisition Department. Please rise for honorable mentions, Julia Bartlett and Holly Statz. And this is tricky timing, but our recipient is Anya Hardy-Mattel. Next, we have our Physical Education and Health Department. Please rise for honorable mentions, Julia Bartlett and Ani Kryzo. And our recipient is Thomas Ash. Finally, we have the Design Department. Honorable mentions, please rise Samuel Warren and Milo Gordon. And our recipient is Jordan Martin.
Good morning. It is incredible to be here, MUHS community, students, parents, relatives, and friends. We're here together, and it's a gift. Through the last 2.5 years, we've been challenged in so many ways. And the one thing that has become crystal clear is the power of community and friendship. What it means, what it reflects within us, and who we are within it. Thank you to all of you, every one of you here, and who's not here and present, for being a part of this community, and for sustaining these students we celebrate today. I'd like to start by recognizing some folks that are retiring that are near and dear to our hearts here, and I'm going to start with two retiring MUHS teachers who have dedicated their lives to the service of students and have motivated and inspired generations of learners. Please join me in celebrating Carl Engvald with 17 years of experience. It's actually 16.5, but we're rounding it. He deserves it. And Deb Karpak with 16 years of experience. Please come to the stage and be recognized. Carl couldn't be here today, but we celebrated him yesterday. We have another person retiring who is very close to me up here on stage. After 33 incredible years at MUHS, Kathy Demon. You can stand up. Yeah. I thought about all the things I wanted to share about Kathy, and I thought about all of you in the audience, and I realized that there probably isn't a person in this arena that wasn't touched in some way by Kathy's deep passion and commitment to students. You may be a parent who came to Kathy for advice many years ago. You may have struggled with your academic load, and she was there with you. You knew that you were going to be okay because Miss Demon had your back and cared about you. You may be a student that needed someone to connect to, or a student who just saw how professional and kind Miss Demon was, and she made an impression you carried with you. There are so many remembrances that I wish we could weave together and present to you, Kathy, to see the depth and breadth of your impact on all of us. Kathy, ACSD owes you a great debt of gratitude for all you've done in our community. We all want to end our careers knowing that we've made a difference. And I stand here on behalf of so many to share with you that the love and commitment you've shared with the students of MUHS will never be forgotten. Thank you. A typical graduation speech has a certain cadence. First, the summation and recognition of all the hard work you've put in, and the many years it took to get to this point. And second, the launch into the open road of your future. Essentially, you worked hard to get to this point, and anything is possible after this. And this is absolutely true. Anything is possible. Yet as we consider the millions of things that have changed our lives, our communities, and our world over the last years, it's important to recognize that just flowing downstream after graduation and seeing where the current will take you may not be enough. The world is unsettled. In order to grow and thrive, it's ever more critical that you don't allow entropy to make decisions for you. That instead you dig deep to understand who you are and what you have to give to the world in the countless ways you already have during your time as a student here in ACSD. How do you know yourself? This is such an important question. Our world increasingly draws us outward through the countless devices that inhabit our lives. Cell phones, computers, watches, tablets. We experience a constant media presence that fills all moments of our days. If you step back after a day and look at all the media you've consumed and the content of that media, it can be overwhelming. And if you look at the balance of negative versus positive information you've allowed into your conscious and subconscious, you may be pretty astounded. Just living and absorbing without knowing is tough. Knowing yourself is not an esoteric practice. It's about kindling a flame within yourself that grows and illuminates your vision. It's how you give meaning to that steady stream of ones and zeros coming at you. It's how you really face the world with strength and possibility. I've seen this grow with my son, Zachariah, who sits with you as part of this graduating class. Year to year, as I've seen him find this strength both through things he loves and things he's not really into, I've been reminded of how this self-knowledge moves at its own pace, slowly building and also jumping ahead meteorically. The sometimes awkward, but always revelatory process of self-learning that all of you have experienced on your journey to today. Remember those moments that are so lucid and clear, that feel like pure energy, and learn how to stay in them. I'm not talking about the times you experience great happiness. It's the times when you're rooted in the eye of the hurricane and the world swirls and whirls around you. It takes real intention to maintain this groundedness as you step out of the calm. In class of 22, the world so absolutely needs your strength and leadership right now. The world you embrace is not the one of the 1950s that seems so stable and tidy. The world in 2022 requires you to dig deeper, to be more grounded, to really know yourself, to see things as they actually are, and to allow your creativity and passion to shape the answers to issues those in generations ahead of you are obviously pretty puzzled to solve. Class of 22, we need you. And while there's significant gravity in what you carry as you lead into the future, remember that as big as the mountains seem to loom ahead of you, it can be as simple as listening intently. Howard Thurman, the great civil rights leader, said, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it." Because what the world's need is people who have come alive. Be truly alive. Take the time to work through the complexities of all that is out there, and more importantly, inside you, to give you direction and purpose. Don't look back and don't look forward. In this present moment, be alive. Class of 22, be well, do well, and know your community is always behind you. We will now recognize the class of 2022 and their incredible accomplishments as we announce our scholarship recipients. You can find scholarship information in your commencement program with lots of information on the side leaf there. I'd like to thank our scholarship donors for their immense commitment to our students. Their giving totals over $100,000. Our first 5 scholarships will be presented by Laura Flint. I'm going to read through a number of names, and please hold applause till the end of the for each scholarship till the end of when the names are read. The Middlebury Post number 27 American Legion and Auxiliary scholarships are $3,500 each. This year's 6 recipients are attending Springfield College, Alyana Blaze, University of New Hampshire, Alex Bonavita, Vermont Technical College, Michael Plouffe, Skidmore College, Holly Statz, University of Vermont, Abigail Sunderland, and Norwich University, Caroline Tague. Please come on up. The Middlebury Sons of the American Legion Squadron Number 27 scholarships are $1,500 each. This year's two recipients are attending Castleton University, Alana Trudeau, and University of Vermont, Brian Whitley. The Middlebury Post number 27 Roger J. Desibray Sr. Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 is presented to attending SUNY Canton, Jordan Martin. The Jim Cater Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 is presented to attending Norwich University, Jason Lee. The Kevin Draper Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 is presented to attending Elon University, Rita Ho. Thank you. The Hubert and Wagner Awards for Continuing Education in the amount of $1,200 each are being presented by John Rouse. This year's 7 recipients: attending Wells College, Jay Davis; Universal Technical Institute, Milo Gordon; University of Vermont, Matthew Kiernan; Dean College, Nikolai Luch; SUNY Canton, Jordan Martin; SUNY Morrisville, Sam Warren; and University of Vermont, Brian Whitley. The Middlebury High School, Middlebury Union High School Alumni Scholarships, 6 scholarships in the amount of $2,000 each, will be presented by Bill Cunningham. This year's recipients are attending Castleton University, Caitlin Leduc; Skidmore College, Holly Statz; University of Vermont, Abigail Sunderland; Castleton University, Alana Trudeau; SUNY Morrisville, Sam Warren; and Kobe Sawyer College, Emma Welsh. The Ronald Aminelli Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 and renewable for 3 additional years is presented by Michael McLaughlin. This year's recipient is attending SUNY Canton, Jordan Martin. For the remaining scholarships, students will stand for recognition, and scholarships are included in the diploma envelopes, so you will get your scholarship. The Middlebury Lions Club Memorial Scholarships in the amount of $1,000 each. We have 3 recipients attending University of Vermont, Meredith Davignon, University of Vermont, Abigail Sunderland, and Castleton University, Alana Trudeau. The Addison Central Educators Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to attending University of New Hampshire, Alex Bonavita. The Carl Simonisky Legacy Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to attending Middlebury College, Greg Wilhelm. The Bill Andrews Dr. Don Bicknell Memorial Scholarship, sponsored by LC Jazz, in the amount of $500, is presented to attending Oberlin College, Zachariah Burrows. The Alice Worthington Green Fine Arts Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to attending Mount Holyoke College, Zora Duquette Hoffman. The Masonic Memorial Relief Fund in the amount of $1,000 is presented to attending Springfield College, Olivia McCrae. The United Way of Addison County's Live United scholarships, 2 scholarships in the amount of $1,000 each, are presented to attending Duke University, Viviana Hammond, and St. Michael's College, Leif Riederer. The Vermont Student Assistance Corporation Vermont Honor Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to attending Dartmouth College, Austria Olsen. The Kelly Bow Memorial Scholarships, 2 scholarships in the amount of $2,000 are being presented to attending Scripps College, Ivy Doran, and University of Rochester, Zoe Noble. The Rhoda Curran Benjamin Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 is presented to attending Syracuse University, Amanda Kearns. The Dolphine LaFleur Scholarships, 3 scholarships in the amount of $1,761 to be exact, are being presented to attending Middlebury College, Megan Balparda, University of Rochester, Zoe Noble, and Dartmouth College, Austria Olsen. The Stanton S. Lazarus and Eugene M. Lazarus Scholarship for Community Service in the amount of $500 is presented to attending Amherst College, Anya Hardy Mattel. The Waitsfield and Champlain Valley Telecom Eunice B. Farr Incentive Award in the amount of $1,000 is presented to attending Vermont Technical College, Cassie Bettis. The NEAT Repeat Scholarships in the amount of $1,000 each are being presented to 3 recipients: attending University of New Haven, Reese Fitzgerald; Middlebury College, Sophie LaRock; and Colby Sawyer College, Emma Welsh. The Salisbury Teacher Scholarship in the amount of $200 is presented to, attending Middlebury College, Sophie LaRock. The Norumbega Oyster Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to, attending the University of Washington, Edwin Hottie. Keep standing. The Earl Thompson Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 to, attending University of Washington, Edwin Hottie. The OMIA Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to, attending SUNY Morrisville, Sam Warren. The James D. Daniel Jr. Legacy Scholarship in the amount of $250 is presented to, attending SUNY Canton, Jordan Martin. The Mary C. Force Scholarships in the amount of $1,500 are being presented to 2 recipients: attending Roger Williams University, Talia Catronio, and Springfield College, Olivia McCrae. The Middlebury Union High School Scholarship in the amount of $500 is presented to, attending Vermont Technical College, Cassie Bettis. The Middlebury Community Players Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented to, attending Mount Holyoke College, Zora Duquette Hoffman. The Ethel Rogers Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 is being awarded to, attending Sarah Lawrence, Saskia Gori Montanelli. The William J. Rogers Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 is being awarded to, attending Carnegie Mellon University, Ben Munkris. The William R. Rogers Scholarships in the amount of $2,000 is being presented to, attending University of Vermont, Catherine Whipple. The Marie Crovat Awards, we have 18 total recipients of this scholarship. Attending St. Michael's College, Thomas Ash; Middlebury College, Megan Balparda; Roger Williams University, Talia Catronio; Scripps College, Ivy Doran; Duke University, Viviana Hammond; Amherst College, Anya Hardy-Mattel; Elon University, Rita Ho; Syracuse University, Amanda Kearns; University of Vermont, Ani Kryzo; St. Olaf College, Ella Landis; Rochester Institute of Technology, Riley Lawson; University of New Haven, Claire Molyneux; Colgate University, Fairleigh Olson; Virginia Tech, Joe Pellerin; Oregon State, Asher Stokes; Bard College, Grace Vining; St. Michael's College, Alexa Whalen; and Ithaca College, Thomas Wolozinski. And that concludes our scholarships, and on to the important work now.
ACSD School Board Chair Victoria Jetty, Superintendent Dr. Burrows, I certify to you that all members of the class assembled here before you have completed their requirements for graduation. Therefore, I present to you the class of 2022. The following students are not able to be with us today. However, I wish to recognize them as graduates. Colby T. Berthume, Caroline Browdy, Avery Lynn Gale, Patience Ariana Hanley, Elvis William McIntosh, Noah Martin Mans, and Griffin Donovan Schneider. Genevieve Rose Dora. Ivy Kathleen Duran. Austri Olson. Henry Swan. Holly Patricia Statz. Sophie Bryn LaRocque. Camilla Ross Edelman. Eliza Kate Alger. Annie Elizabeth Andrus. Thomas Derek Andrew Ash. Nick Austin Neal. Taylor A. Bakarian. Megan Pauline Balparda. Julia Catherine Bartlett. Max Loker Beasley. Noah Woodruff Berg. John Bergeron. Sasha Irene Burno. Taylor Adeline Paterni. Cassie Ellen Bettis. Aliana Blaze. Lily Elise Bowe. Alexandra Eve Bonavita. Sean Damian Bro. Skylar Egan Broughton. Samantha Burnett. Zachariah Nathaniel Burrows. Ainsley Elizabeth Busby. Hannah Christine Cameron. Ira Avery Carling. Henry Paul Carpenter. Adrian Ashley Carr. Cameron Castelli. Hunter Howard Clark. Ansel B. Coburn. Olivia Corbett. Talia Helen Catronio. Ashante Kucher. Meredith Ellen Davignon. Quinn Michael Davignon. J. William Davis. Jocelyn Mercine Deering. Zora Lerae Duquette Hoffman. Kylie Mae Ellis. Riley Kelton Farrell. Reese Bailey Fitzgerald. Chloe Forbes. Colin James Foster. Ethan Merrick Foster. Milo Thomas Gordon. Saskia Gori Montanelli. Owen David Hamilton. Viviana Orozco Hammond. Anya Miriam Hardy Mattel. Rita Ho. Edwin Oliver Hottie. Zane Axel Howe. Nora Louise Hyde. Amanda Nicola Marissa Kearns. Matthew Xavier Kiernan. Robbie Stephen Kite. Ani Balu Kryzo. Kaylin Rose Leduc. Elizabeth Cobran Landis. Cooper LaRoche. Alexander Landon Laro. Riley Benjamin Lawson. Jason Lee. Nikolai Luksch. Camille Elizabeth Maglienti. Jordan Robert Martin. Olivia Elizabeth McCrae. Nathaniel Frederick McVeigh. Karen Marie Meyer. Sasha Myers. Claire Honora Molino. Benjamin Clay Munkris. Joseph Anthony Nemo. Zoe Talon Noble. Dylan Warren Knopp. Fairleigh Breyer Olson. Kennedy Delilah Otis. Elizabeth Ann Page. Joseph Ryan Pellerin. Brianna Pike. Ethan James Plouffe. Michael Paul Plouffe. Jackson Mitchell Poppinga. Jared Rancour. Leaf Jessodier Reederer. Jet Stephen Rayum. Sonia Lynn Rivers. Asher Dean Rubright. Jaden Marie Rushton. Lillian Lee Russell. Tristan Allen Stearns. Asher Brookins Stokes. Brittany Lynn Stone. Abigail J. Sunderland. Kohar Caroline Tague. Shay Taylor Turk. Ryan Thomas Daniel. Alana Starr Trudeau. Hannah Elizabeth Turner. Grace Burrows Vining. Samuel Eric Warren. Emma Pauline Welch. Alexa Marie Whalen. Catherine Ann Whipple. Brian Whitley. Gregory Richard Wilhelm. Thomas Christian Wolosinski. And Kaya M. Wright.